We gonna read another one, or can I tell Mason about the bean dip story?
Oh, the what?
I guess.
Okay.
Tell him about bean dip.
Okay. Well.
You might be questioning because my name was beandip.bba.
I was over there questioning the
Hello.
name. Bean dip.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap up the podcast with this story. So, anyways, do you know what scoop dunk is? Like, you know, if a man has man tits, right? You sit there, you like tap them up and then smack them back down and say scoop dunk, right?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Dude, he wild, man. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm standing up right now, so my microphone might sound a little weird, but anyways, well, some guy at my dad's work says bean dip, and so one day my dad, he just comes home, right, and he just, instead of saying like scoop dunk, right, it's just bean dip, right, and so it's just been an ongoing game.
Little boy.
Yeah, it's just been an ongoing game in our household for a couple years now, right? And so, anyways, at a youth group, right, there's Ben, Jordan, Colton, and Ryder, right? Josh doesn't even have a chest, so it's just, you're just caressing his nipple at that point when you bean dip him. But anyways, all of us, we'll play the bean dip game, right? And you know, Ryder, he's chubby, so it's just funny. It's just funny getting Ryder, because there's one day me and Justin, we both went to high five him, and then we just kind of like quickly turned around and just bean dipped both of his man tits. Like, this guy, he has like boobs, like, it was funny. We got him.
He's a planet.
Yeah. No offense. I love him. He's funny. He's a funny guy. But anyways, so there's a new guy, right, that I've been talking to. That sounded kind of homoerotic, but anyways, you know, he's joining the friend group, right? Jordan, right? And so anyways, a few weeks ago, the church, they had some sort of event where they needed servers, right? And so I didn't know it was a fancy event, because when they said, Kenlin texted me and just told me, wear a white shirt and black pants. So I had my black work pants, dress pants, my work pants on, so I had the pants down. The pants were good. Wearing camo Crocs, and I was wearing just a white t-shirt, right? And I go in.
Oh man, bro,
okay,
didn't get the memo.
Dude, Kenlin didn't text me. It was a fancy event. So I just show up, right? I look like a bum, right? And I just see Colton, Jordan, and Ben. They're all wearing suits and stuff. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, we're waiters. And they were like, what are you doing? I was like, I thought I was doing food pantry, but I was a waiter. So I didn't get the memo. I looked stupid. Not as bad as Ryan, because he had actual work. We work at the same place. But my shift ended, I won't say like an hour and a half before his. So he just came straight from work to that event, and he just had a white t-shirt and some black cargo pants, right? But anyways, while we were cleaning up, right, just to get back on track with the bean dip aspect of the story, I was cleaning up. Jordan was walking with me. I went to stop him, right? And so this guy, he's like 6'2", right? So I kind of put my hand up to stop him, right? So I'm not like karate chopping him in the gut. And so moments before, I was talking to him and Ben and explaining what bean dip was. So the guy, Jordan, thought I bean dipped him. So the rest of the night, we're sitting there just bean dipping each other, right? And anyways, after the event was done, we basically we're done cleaning up, right? And we go into the back room, right? I didn't know Jordan was Laura's what is it, nephew, niece, or whatever the title's called. But anyways, she told him to start up the car, so I'm just making fun of him, and we're literally running around the table like a bunch of kids. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, I can run all night, man. I just had an energy drink. I got 200 milligrams of caffeine running through my veins, man. My heart's gonna explode. But you ain't gonna catch me. I'm just sitting there just mocking the crap out of him, dude. And he's like, I'm gonna bean tip you, boy. I was like, nah, you can't catch me. Right? Just stupid, right? So anyways, Carly got on my case, right? And so I let my guard down, and he reaches over across the table, because he got like some monkey arms. Like, he got, tall people, they got long arms, man. So he just reaches over and he bean dips me, right? And so I chase him out into the parking lot, and he's weaker than I am, so I just take his arms and just force them away from his chest, and then I just bean dip him, and I don't know what stick crawled up Carly's butt, but dude, she's like a chihuahua, man. Just, little people, they're just mean. They're just mean for no reason. And she's like, Sean, how old are you? I'm like, 18. And she's like, you're acting like a kid. This is why you're not invited to dinner. I was like, it doesn't even sound like I was invited to dinner. Like, dog, it was wild. But last week we picked up where we left off in the game, dude. And so anyways, I was helping Laura put away some table, right? Lara. I don't know why I keep saying Laura. Lara. I was helping her put away some table, right? And I see Dom, right? And so I was like, you know what? It'll be funny, because this guy, he's like as dense as they come, right? And so I just beam dipped him, and he's just all confused, right? And so we're all sitting there laughing. And so I'm trying to explain to him what the bean dip game is, right? And then Justin, this little weasel, and Ben and Jordan, they just keep bean dipping me while I'm trying to explain what bean dip is to Dom, right? And anyways, eventually I'm like, Dom, go over there and bean dip Briley. Right, doesn't do it. So Briley's having some conversation with like some kid. I just go up behind him. I just say bean dip, right? So, we're growing, right? And
Whoa.
Shut up, Justin. Dude, I changed my words wrong. Hey, the group is growing. Not that kind of growth, Justin. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Nah, growth is real.
I changed my words wrong there. But anyways, yesterday was Monday. So the night before Monday, Sunday, right? Youth group. They're having some sort of little Christmas party. So the alumni were invited. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to some sort of event in a few weeks. So I had to go in and sign some papers. Anyways, Miss Melissa said I could stay or whatever. So I was like, alright. So I'm wearing pants and all that stuff. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take a quick shower. I got swamp ass, right? So anyways, I go home, I change, I shower, I change, right? I go back, and so, play a little bit of non-square, and the bean dip game started again, right? And it's just me and Jordan and Ben playing this game, dude. And so anyways, we're kind of like poking fun, right, at each other, and it's like, all right, well, Jordan bean dipped me, and then Ben bean dipped me, and so I got Ben back, but Jordan, he was on guard, and so eventually I got him, and then we were just 1-1, right? And so I don't like even numbers, right? So I just waited and waited and waited, got him again, right? And so he's chasing me around the building now, trying to get me back, right? And so anyways, he eventually gets me back, right? And so also in that mix, Ben and Jordan try to team up on me. Okay? And anyways, needless to say, I escaped. But anyways, Jordan, he did get me back, right? And so anyways, I see Lara, right? I'm like, Lara, I need you to do me a favor. I don't like even numbers, right? I need you to bean dip Jordan, right? And so she's confused. I'm like, you know, Justin's sitting there watching me. I'm like, you know, the game that we've been playing, you know, bean dip. Oh, I just hit my microphone. I was like, you know, bean dip him. I need you to bean dip him for me, right? And she's like, beam him. I was like, no, bean dip. You know, scoop dunk, right? And anyways, she's like, what? I can just sock him. I was like, oh, that is perfect. Just sock him. And so anyways, she, you know, she's shorter than I am, right? So I'm 5'8.5", right? And so anyway, she's shorter than I am. So
Short king.
yeah. You calling me a short king, dude? When I put those shoes, you know, round up. I'm 5'9". Okay, scratch that comment that I said about 5'8.5". I'm 5'9".
Round up. Okay.
Yeah.
5'9", then you put those shoes on, get that extra inch, 5'10".
Yeah. I'm tall.
Above
I'm tall,
average?
Mason.
5'10" round up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm tall, Mason.
Alright.
So anyways, she just jumps up and just like clocks him in the mouth, dude. And anyways, Jordan, he just walks over. He's like, "Bro, what'd you do?" She just socked me in the mouth. I was like, I don't know. Right? And then anyways, he's like, you know what music artist you look like? And anyways, everyone says I look like J-Slat and Wolverine. Now, cause you know I'm growing out the beard.
I
You
can
know,
see the J-Slat.
yeah, I'm growing out the beard, right? So, anyways, he's like, you look like this musician or whatever. Anyways, he's showing me a picture, and Lara's talking to somebody right in front of us, and you know, Jordan's guard is down, so I'm like, Lara. She turns around. I was like, bean dip. That's what bean dip is, and she's like, that's weird. And anyways, the event came to a close, right? I was telling Justin, hold my jacket. I gotta go whiz. I almost said we. I had to go we, you know? But, anyways, so I'm in the bathroom, you know, I'm bleeding the lizard. You know, I wash my hands. I come out. And so just to give you a little setup of how the inside of the church looks like. So there's the big building, right? So you walk in. To your right, there's a desk. To your left, there's a desk. Right in front of you, there's a fireplace, right? And then, if you go to the left, you know, there's like a little corner with a window. And right now, they got a big Christmas tree. And in that little corner, with the Christmas tree, the wall kind of sticks out. And then, as that wall continues, it turns into a men's bathroom, right? That made no sense. But if you saw it, you would understand. And anyways, so that little tidbit where the Christmas tree is important, right? So Jordan came up with this little scheme to get me back, right? Mm-hmm. And so, anyways, Justin, did Lara bean dip Jordan just to understand what it was?
I don't know. I just saw Jordan like walk. He was kind of like hiding behind, like over where the chairs are at, just sitting there waiting for you to come out.
Dude, I didn't even hear his footsteps. But anyways, Jordan got her involved in the game now, right? So I walk out of the bathroom, right? And so I just hear roar, right? And anyways, I'm like, it didn't even click. And then I just thought about it, and then I finally decided, you know what, just to turn around, just to see. I just see Lara like stepping out from behind the Christmas tree, and I kind of like did like, what are you doing gesture, and I just went right, and then I didn't even hear Jordan's footsteps. And you know, like I said, the dude's like 6'2", like he's tall, Never even heard him. Like, dude, he got like the grace of like a warlock,
Gazelle.
like a gazelle, yeah, just like skating, you know. And he just hooks around and just nice clean beam dip, and it was, I don't even know what happened, right? Like that's like drive by, dude. He just drive by'd me, you know. I was like, oh, what just happened? What just happened, dude? And anyways, later on, I beam dipped him. He tried to beam dip me, and you know, I'm shorter, and I kind of ducked, right? And he just bopped me in the jaw. But yeah, that's the story of the beam dip.
That was kind of long.
It was long. That's too long to be a YouTube short.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
And then, and so,
It was good. It's good, dude. It's funny. It's funny, dude. It's funny.
Bro,
The
funny part is the fact that you guys are literally running around being dipping each other.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It's our game, dude. It's our game. We'll get to it. Okay. I don't want to spoil anything. Justin's taking a crap right now, so we gotta wait on him. I can hear him yell, "How dare you tell someone that?"
Yo.
Oh, I am working on a thumbnail right now.
Alright.
This is what I got so far. Do you know who it is?
Azur Lane from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one girl with the great. I don't know anything about Azur Lane. I think
Neither do I.
I know they made an anime about it, but
It's a game, and then they got turned into anime. People were upset with the English dub because they made the British people British accents and the German people with German accents. And thank God they didn't do that with the.
So they're mad that they do it. They're mad that they did it correctly.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. I thought it was kind of cool. To be honest, I thought it was kind of cool.
It is great.
Yeah.
They did it correctly then.
Yeah,
Like,
but thank the Lord they did not do that with the Asian characters because, dude, I can't stand their accents, man. It's painful to listen to.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is anime, so they wouldn't include that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I also don't know what to name this podcast. I was thinking Skoden, but I have this little subsection wherever I do a feature video. It's just under the section called TARDZ, TRDZ, because I don't know if the YouTube bot will pick up that if I spell just TARDZ. So, like, you know what? What about the TARDZ podcast instead of Skoden?
Honestly, it's not bad. I don't know what Skoden means, so I mean, TARDZ.
It's a Norse word that means "let's go." Same with Stoodis. Stoodis is Indian. I don't know which Indian tribe word it comes from, but it also means the same thing.
Just call it the Let's Go podcast.
Because that sounds dumb. Okay, I mean Stoodis sounds dumb too.
It doesn't sound that bad. It sounds like it'd be kid friendly.
At least with Stoodis and Skoden, they're probably like, "What is that?" And it's thought provoking, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's a bit of a stretch.
They're gonna go search it up.
Yeah.
Boosting the search results on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, Joy. That was a whole new person.
Alright, try it. Does this sound better?
No.
Yo. Hold up. I just have a question. All these years passed. Why is ICEFIRE the only one that sounds different, dude? Venom, you sound the same, bro. Ice fucking sounds different. What happened, dude?
I don't
Boy,
know.
he's the younger sibling. That's why.
Well, yeah, but like, I feel like you sound the same way you sounded years ago when we were playing Destiny. You know, same speech pattern, same like tone, sort of like.
It's just the pitch. The pitch got deeper.
It did a bit, but it doesn't like.
Are you telling me you think
feel
my
like
balls
enough.
haven't dropped yet?
No, we don't. We don't
No,
think
like,
that.
That's what it sounds like.
As far as I'm concerned, over the internet, dude, yeah, it does not sound like that. You don't even have a squeaker voice though. Like, you don't sound like a squeaker, but like, I don't know. It's just I don't feel like
Dude, I got
I've
some.
witnessed a lot of change in your voice whatsoever.
I
But,
got
like,
some
on the other hand, like,
some
dude,
recordings
you
from a few years ago. We can go take a look at that later, and I can assure you my balls dropped, Mason.
Yeah, I'm sure in person they did, but like, I don't hear over the internet. Okay.
Okay, do you want me to use this microphone?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay.
All right, so
I
Now
want to
Ice
use
doesn't
it
sound
because
that
it
much
picks up
different either.
everything.
what was that?
Oh, now he doesn't sound that different either. Although
It might be you,
It
Mason.
does sound like his voice is deeper.
It might
A
be
little
you,
bit. Alright.
dude. I
Honestly,
watched
it
a
could be. My
clip.
hearing's probably dying.
I watched a clip the other day. Actually this morning, I went to bed at 1. I could not go to sleep, man. I worked out, but and took a long shower. I still couldn't fall asleep. But I was watching Evade, right? And he was talking about the exotic weapons and all that stuff and their wielders and stuff. And he was talking about the Red Death. But I was like, man, I miss Destiny 1. I remember when me, Coulter, Cameron, Mason, Matthew, and whoever Bush was, we would get on Destiny 1, play private matches. Hayden would play with us too before he got banned. Icebreaker.
What did he get banned for?
He was snooping through the files of Destiny 2 like a month after he got his PC and stuff, and the anti-cheat caught him.
Bro.
At least that's the story. He might have actually been trying to install cheats. I don't know.
Dudes over trying to data mine. Well, no, I mean, can you even get detected and banned for that?
I have no
You
idea.
probably did try to install cheats.
Why
Honestly,
would you install cheats for Destiny?
I don't know.
Such a weird
I don't
game
know.
to do that.
It is. Apparently, people complain about cheaters. I don't feel like I've seen any. Well,
I've
maybe
come
like
across a
one
few.
in trials, but
I've come across a few here and there, but I don't know. I don't see them enough to really complain.
yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like a problem, you know. But
I don't know, it just feels weird since most of the gameplay is like PvE.
yeah, well, even in PvP, I mean, in PvP, like the average gameplay in PvE for Destiny, like that's required, you kind of gotta be cracked in Destiny. To sit here and hit all those hand cannon shots, especially people who use snipers, like you gotta like. Destiny requires you to be cracked out of your mind, and like I feel like I see that so much. It's just I can't really say anyone's cheating. Everyone's just good.
Dude, sniping, I don't know. I will sit there, I can get in the flow of it and be goated, but then like I don't know, I take a break and then it's just hard to get back into it. And then it also depends on the sniper too, because the zooms are always different for all of them, so it just sucks.
Yeah.
So like Revoker and Cloud Strike, I can get behind. And they nerfed Revoker again. No one uses it, and I think they just have a quota of stuff to nerf. So now, if you fire-
I know what Cloud Strike is, but which one's Revoker?
that was the
It was like
Crucible.
the Icebreaker
Yeah, it was like
redo
Is
for
Icebreaker
Destiny
now?
2.
yeah. It was like the Icebreaker redo that Shax gave out a long time
Yeah,
ago.
like if you, I think
It's
instead
like
of
red, right? And it has a low zoom scope.
It has a low zoom. It's a
Yeah.
white sniper. But anyways, the perk that
you
made
get
it
a
special.
headshot, it reloads.
No,
It
huh?
gives you back your bullet.
If
So,
you miss the first shot, it refunds the bullet. If you land a body or a headshot, it doesn't. And now you have to miss 2 shots in order for it to refund.
yeah.
Which I don't know. It's dumb.
And what was Icebreaker? I thought
Icebreaker,
was if
that
you
just
miss it.
Icebreaker was just like Invective in Destiny 1. It's just you just hold the gun and it just materialized bullets for you. So you just never ran out of bullets. You just kept making them.
Yeah.
Busted.
Now, if they were to bring back Icebreaker, I think if you get the kill, there has to be some sort of orb you go and pick up that will refund a bullet or just like give you a short timer for it to generate bullets. But you have to go and retrieve that orb. Just like with Thorn. But anyways, let's get into the actual topic. Because we just wasted 22 minutes. Alright, so Justin, if you could go to Matthew 2, you're going to read verses 1 through 6. And then Mason, you're going to read 7 through 12.
1 through 6.
I never even found it. Give me a second.
New Living Translation.
NIV. Whatever that. Yeah.
Oh, International.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What's the thing I have to read?
Matthew chapter 2 verses 7 through 12.
It's so in Genesis, man.
Dude, I'm like midway in Exodus. I don't know how many chapters Exodus is, so I might just be a quarter.
Matthew?
I might be a quarter of the
where's
way
Matthew?
through Exodus. Like I'm on chapter
What was
16.
it? Matthew what?
Matthew chapter 2.
Who? What? Who what?
Chapter 2 verses 1 through 6. Now you're going
1 through 6?
Yeah, y'all are going to take a time out on that because I have to read Luke. Okay?
Alright, this gives me some time. I'm so lost.
Okay, we're going to let Mason try to find that. I'm going to pee real quick. Okay?
And join you?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, blow on it like, my name's Earl.
What?
Mason doesn't understand. So, there's this show called My Name is Earl, and he got like some sort of job, and he was in the bathroom, and his boss or manager walks in, and Earl was just uncomfortable, so he was just standing there at the urinal, and he couldn't pee, right? And the manager guy's like, I can help you, I can blow on it, and then just blows. It's stupid. It was stupid.
It is definitely stupid. I have no.
I can clip it and send it to you.
Alright, I'm gonna go tinkle.
Hey, Ice. So is it this one? Do not judge others. Is that the one that I'm doing, or wait, no? That's nice try effective prayer, right?
So yours is what was it? 7th or what? 4
12.
years? 12? What does it say for the start at 7?
Effective prayer. This is keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you.
Yeah. I don't think you're at the right one. Because for 7 it starts with an Herod. I don't know how to say that. Called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared.
Herod.
Wait, hold on. How's it start?
Hold on,
Then
Mason,
Herod
check the
called
translation,
the
because
Magi.
you need to be on NIV.
On NLT.
That's why you need to be on NIV, because you're on the New Living Translation. You need to be on the, what is it?
New International yeah.
Version. They all tell the same thing, it's just worded differently.
New international version. This one.
Yeah. So, like, you can sit there and read, like, Psalms 144 on like, King James, NIV, NIT or whatever. It's just worded differently, but they all mean the same thing.
Okay.
It's just the NIV one, the English is more modernized, so it's just easier reads than sitting there reading King James, where it's like thee shall do not thee, they, them. You know. Alright.
Yeah.
So anyways, before we start this, since Mason, you all know I guess the origin of Christmas. Tell me what you know.
The origin of Christmas. Honestly, I know about the same amount everyone else knew. All right, you know, grew up, thought Santa was, you know, real, and then he wasn't. Christmas in right then and there, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
And
my
Coulter.
Christmas spirit died, and I had to start buying presents.
Yeah, and Coulter is not with us. So when we get to the part about Daniel, I'm just going to tell you what I know. I haven't read Daniel. I was hoping. I don't know if Coulter has or not. He's Catholic, so maybe. And that has nothing to do with anything. But anyways, we are going to start off with why Christmas is important with Jesus, the birth of Jesus, December 25th. And also, happy birthday. I know your birthday was, I don't know, about a week ago, but happy birthday.
Oh shit! Wait, you're talking? Wait, you're talking about me?
Yeah.
Dan, you remember that?
Yeah, I don't know what day. I'm not sure if it was the 13th or not. It was a double-digit number.
Happy birthday, man.
It was a double-digit number.
Bro, okay, yo, dude, how did I even tell you my birthday? Yo, that's crazy. I would never saw that coming.
Alright. Okay, hold on, where am I? Alright. So anyways, we're going to talk about the birth of Jesus. We all know what he did. Died on the cross for our sins, so...
Hold up, my headphones died.
What? Man, he's messing up my flow, Justin. He's messing up my flow. Alright, well, anyways, I don't know what he's doing, but we're just going to continue. So, anyways, he died on the cross, yada yada, died for our sins. We all know that much, right? So we can all have, chance to, go to heaven and all that. Sins are forgiven. Gave us the gift of the Holy Spirit, so we can talk to God without having a middleman, the priest or whatever, and all that stuff. right? So, December 25th is Jesus' birthday. So we, believe. They never tell us exactly, so. But that's going to tie into the winter solstice. Fun fact. Okay? But, we're going to start off with Luke. Luke chapter 1, verses 26. So, the birth of Jesus foretold. In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. Alright, Mason, King David. Alright, he's important.
Okay.
Okay, so King David, Solomon, and all that are Jesus's ancestors, and the importance of them. They did stuff. But anyways, it's just to make sure like the bloodline is pure or something like that. Cause of what happened in Genesis and all that, and like how they all relate to Abraham and the promise God made with Abraham. Justin, do you know what the promise was that God made with Abraham?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't think I'm at that part. Isn't that later?
What part of Genesis are you at? Are you still on Adam and Eve?
No. Is that in the middle of the part where it's literally naming every single descendant?
No, to be honest, I kind of skipped that part.
If it is, then yeah, I probably just glazed over it.
I kind of skipped that part, dude. It's a drag. But, anyways, the promise that God made with Abraham was that, through his son Isaac, there will... Hold on, I gotta look this up so I'm not botching it. Hold on. Abraham's promise. So anyways, God says, I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants after, for you generations to come, to be your God, and all your offspring will be blessed, blah blah blah. After you.
Grab the water real quick.
Alright, hold on. But anyways, the promise also ties into the promised land, which that being heaven and all that. And it ties into Isaac, Abraham's son. You back, Justin? Yeah. I went on a side tangent thinking I knew what I was talking about, but all
good job.
Just don't quote me on that. I know for a fact God made a promise with Abraham that ties into Jesus. Okay?
Alright. Well, I'm not even the best in here. Okay. I don't know.
Do you want me to read my part now?
No. Maybe while I'm reading Luke, you can look up the promise and all that. So when I get done, you can kind of talk about it a little bit. So I'm not talking the whole entire time.
Well, I don't know what you're doing anyway.
Hold up. The promise.
God's promise to Abraham. Okay, while you look that up, I'm going to finish reading Luke, okay? So, the virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her and said, "Greetings, You who are highly favored, the Lord is with you. Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, you have found favor with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Lord God will give him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over Jacob's descendants forever. His kingdom will never end." "How will this be?" Mary asked the angel, "since I am a virgin?" The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come on you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. So the Holy One to be born will be called the Son of God. Even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and she who has said to be unable to conceive in her 6th month. For no word from God will ever fail." "I am the Lord's servant," Mary answered. May your word be me be fulfilled." Then the angel left her. I think the promise might be to Jacob, but he's also he's the grandson of Abraham.
So I searched it out. It said the promise was to Abraham, but it was to multiply his descendants as the stars in
Make
the
him
sky.
have a great nation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right. I just no he wanted to rush something, and God was like, it's not time for that, because Abraham got tired of waiting. So Sarah, his wife, gave her like handmaiden to Abraham, and she conceived Ishmael, which he's the father of all of the Arabic nations, all the Arabians and stuff. And there's some sort, I don't want to say curse, there's some placed on Ishmael where the descendants of Isaac and Ishmael will never get along, and the descendants of Isaac are the Jews. And you know, if you look through history, they never got along. They just never got along. But anyways, yeah, that was the birth, not the birth, but the prophecy, I guess, of Gabriel, the angel, coming to see Mary, telling about the birth of Jesus. And I don't know which book talks about the shepherds, but the shepherds do come in when Jesus is born and was giving praise to the baby, because 2 angels appeared to them. So the first one came and said, rejoice, for the Messiah has been born, or something like that, and tells them to go to the stable where Jesus was born. And the second angel appears as well, just giving praise, singing, and all that. And so that's where we get the idea to sing and give praise to God. But I saw, Justin, you were typing some on Discord.
Yeah, what?
Okay. So anyways, the shepherds were there. The part you guys are gonna read are about the Magi, and I got like a long list of stuff about the Magi. But anyways, Justin, if you so could, you can read your part.
The Magi visit the Messiah. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judah, During the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born, King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judah," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people of Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found from them the exact time the star had appeared. Kinda read into Mason's part, but that's fine.
So then Mason would have 8 through 12. Hey, Zen.
Where is? Oh, okay, I see.
8 through 12.
All right, I see it. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasure and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in the dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route.
Yeah. So anyways,
That's the section.
King Herod, hearing this, he was a Roman king, I believe. But anyways, anyone who threatens the throne, they're just gonna, kill him,
RP.
Yeah. So, anyways, the shepherds, they were there when Mary conceived Jesus. Well, like moments after Jesus was born. They were there on that day. But, the Magi, they come from like the Middle East, like far, far east, like Persia. I forget what other countries were there in that area, but anyways, they traveled about 1,000 to 1,200 miles to see Jesus. And so I know they said Magi, and I know you two don't know what Magi are, but if you read King James Version, the Magi are called wise men. So, Mason, you should know the 3 wise men, right? Have you heard of that?
Never.
Are you serious, man? Dude, you've been living on a rock.
Well, it's not that. It's just I'm not a very religious person myself. So.
No, it's not even like a religious thing. It's like it's a part of one of the Christmas songs. There's a Christmas song, and if you sit there and like, I don't know, do you live in the city? I don't know if they have like the little like manger.
Not the city, but
decorations.
When I think of Magi, I think of honestly, I just start thinking of anime titles. That's, when I hear that word,
like Hokage or something.
No, like the Ancient Magus Bride, or what's that other one? I can't think of the other one. There was like the Magi roaming around.
I don't even know where you're talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't one of them on Netflix?
Yes, it is. There's like this little kid with blue hair, and then like this, I don't know, this older dude with purple hair or something. That's like the only thing I think about when I hear the word Magi.
Okay, wow. Well, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
yeah.
anyways, the 3 wise men. So the idea that there was 3 of them just comes from the gifts, the gold, the myrrh, and the what was the other thing? The scents, the perfume and stuff.
Oh, frankincense.
Yeah. So the idea that there's 3 of them.
Fragrance?
Yeah, it's like a perfume. So like all of. Anyways,
What's myrrh?
myrrh, that it's like some sort of burial cloth. So like if you're royalty and stuff, when you die, they like wrap you in that cloth. So it's also kind of foreshadowing Jesus's death.
Oh.
So anyways, yeah, so the idea that there's 3 of them is just comes from the gifts. It's false. And the idea got really popular because of the 1857 song "We Three Kings Orient Are." That just kind of exploded in popularity of that idea that there's the 3 wise men. But actually, magi, what they are king makers. So they have more power and like scientific judgment, I guess, political power, and religious power. So they're the most powerful people on the planet, more than the Roman kings, all the kings of the land combined. They have the authority to boot them out and replace them. So when the Magi appeared to King Herod, he was kind of scared of them because of the power that they had. And in ancient times, the way that the Magi traveled, they traveled in caravans. So there are a whole bunch of them, and they usually had trained soldiers with them. So when they came, they had a whole catalog of gifts for Jesus, and they basically have an army with them. So King Herod was kind of scared of them, and he did entertain them, just like how King Nero did. King Nero is a Roman king, and he was scared of the Magi because one day, like, the Magi just appeared in his kingdom, right, his empire, and he knows the power that they had, so he entertained them just to keep them happy and all that. So King Herod kind of did the same thing and let them go see Jesus, and they did not get to see Jesus until he was about a toddler. Just to tell you the amount of time that took. So when you see the decorations of the major, where you have Mary, Joseph, be Jesus, the shepherds, and the angel, the star, right, and the 3 wise men, they weren't there. The 3 wise men, they weren't there until much later. And also, just another fun fact that we can't verify about the Magi is that the prophet Daniel is theorized to be the very first Magi, because he wrote down a bunch of prophecies about Jesus and all that stuff, and he also served under King Nebuchadnezzar or some King Belshazzar, Darius the Great, and Cyrus the Great, which are all Babylonian, Mede, and Persian kings. And so he served under them, even though they were all pagans. God worked through Daniel to give Daniel whatever wisdom he needed to help them, so they did whatever. I don't know much about Daniel. I just know he has the one dream. He interprets dreams, and one of the dreams he did have was the Son of Man riding on a cloud and sitting at the right hand of God. And that's where Jesus uses the name Son of Man when he's talking to the what are they called? I can't think of what they're called, but they're basically rabbis, like the religious police. Not rabbis, but rabbi is just teacher, but like the religious police, kinda what they were.
I don't know what they're called.
I forgot what they were called. I'm having a brain fart. I'm just trying to keep talking, keep it going, you know.
Hold up. Can you pause the podcast? Right.
Yeah, I guess. What you need?
Honestly, I feel like it's probably better to like if we talk about topics that we all know, because it's kind of impossible.
Well,
I don't even know what to say.
Once we get to the part with Santa Claus and stuff,
add to it since you're kind of just reading all the facts that
rambling.
I know, so
yeah. See, well, I was hoping Connor and Coulter were here because Coulter knows more than I do, and Connor also takes part in some of the Jewish traditions. So I was hoping that there would be a better dialogue, because I know, Justin, you're kind of new to this. Mason just, he don't know. I could throw some and he don't even know.
Huh?
But
podcast format? Is that what you're saying I'm new to?
No, like the Jesus stuff.
What,
maybe
his
you could
birthday?
save, like this topic for when they join the call.
Going to the same
like,
church for like 3 years, Sean.
Yeah, I know, but like
the birth of Jesus 3 times.
I know we all know the stories. It's just
I don't
except for Mason.
I don't even know one original. I don't even know that too well. So.
Anyways, I don't even know.
At least know the Santa Claus lore.
Yeah, old Saint Nick.
I mean,
I don't know anything about that. I only know about the North Pole. I think that's what it was. The elves, the workshop. That's about it.
Okay.
How'd you like that meme that I sent you on TikTok, dude? I saw that. That came up first thing on the For You page. I'm like, dude, I gotta send this to Mason. I gotta see what he says about this.
I do have one question. Were they making Santa Claus black?
No.
I saw that somewhere else as well. Honestly, that looks so cool. It's a really nice concept, but it's like, what must you be doing to need to be able to swipe between your license?
Oh no, not that. The watermelon. The watermelon, Mason. The watermelon. That clip.
Hold up.
It's on my Instagram story if you want to take a little shortcut.
No, don't worry. I already had TikTok open on my computer.
Okay, I'm not sure if I sent it to you on TikTok. Did I?
Oh my god.
Yo.
Dude. You just plug this out the corner.
Dude, I saw that on the For You picture. I'm like, I gotta send this to him. Oh man. The ghost. The ghost, dude.
Bro, ghost had intentions.
Oh man. Alright, well, we're just going to jump to the little winter solstice thing, because that kind of ties into the birth of Jesus. So, the winter solstice is kind of like the New Year's for the Vikings and all that, and that's just a very hasty generalization. But when Christianity was spreading through Europe, it spread through Africa first. So there's some people that
whether it's Ethiopia.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Sea of Islam.
Okay. Well, Anyways, there's some people that
Okay.
there's some people who will sit there and say, "Oh, Christianity, that's just a white person religion or whatever." Anyways, no, it's not, because you know all that stuff happened in like around Israel, Egypt, that area, and it spread through Africa first before it spread through Europe. But while it was spreading through Europe, I don't know why I made that plural. The Catholic Church and all that, they were making deals with the Viking tribes and stuff just to keep some of the peace and stuff. So that's why Norse mythology, in comparison to other mythologies, is pretty well reserved. I think Native American is the best preserved mythology. That's just kind of because we didn't sit there and kind of like destroy everything, you know, and those people are still around. Anyways, one of the Viking kings, the Catholic Church made a deal with him that when they do the winter solstice, they have to praise the Christian God, our God, right? And so that's where the idea that December 25th is Jesus' birthday. And there's another passage that kind of supports this idea in the Bible with the shepherds being out in the field at night, because apparently it can snow in Israel, which is wild, and it gets very cold. So why they would be outside at night watching over the sheep, it has to be like spring, summertime. But I'm not expert on that. That's just kind of a little fun fact that is a theory out there, out in the ether, you know. But anyways, the wild hunts. Well, let me look at the timestamp real quick. So when I sit there and do all the editing and all that stuff, it's not that difficult. So the wild hunts. Alright, Justin, you might know a little bit. What is it?
What?
The wild hunts. Yeah. Or the wild hunt. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. A
Mason.
game?
Mason, what about you? What's your guess? How do you think this ties into Christmas?
I Googled it. I'm sure it's not talking about The Witcher, so I'm gonna assume it's a book, right?
Kinda. So, the Wild Hunt, or the Wild Hunts, the first written account of this phenomena was written in 1127 in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. That's the earliest mention of it I could find. And what it is pretty much a spectral party going through the woods, pretty much like terrorizing villages and stuff. And later, this will change to sometimes they'll give blessings, and that kind of also kind of kickstarted the idea of Santa Claus. But I'm jumping the gun a little bit. So anyways, the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles, like I said, is when it was first mentioned. And later on, this idea of the wild hunts got even more popular from the 1835 Duchess mythologies written by Jacob Grimm. I butchered that name. It's a German name. Okay? I butchered that hard. Which was a comparison. The book was a comparative study. I cannot speak. Of all the different beliefs in the eastern, western, and northern parts of Europe, where they shared a similar belief of this spectral party going around causing chaos, right? And so, anyways, the this phenomena has many different names across the different countries. So, here are a few names. There are Hurl's Assembly, which I looked that one up because I was kind of curious to see. It was marked under like British, right? Like British mythology, kind of. So I was wondering if Hurla was a god, but it was a king, and the legend of the spectral party for Hurla's assembly is that the king saw like some wizard, and the wizard gave him a white dog, and the wizard told them not to get off the horses until the dog gets off the horses first. And so as they're traveling, there's some like bum that's in the middle of the way and didn't know who the king was, and so one of the knights got off the horses to confront the dude. Okay, I guess Mason's taking this call. But anyways, they confronted the dude, and the knight that got off the horse just turned into ash. Okay, he just disappeared, got Thanos snapped, ba bing ba boom, out of here. So that spooked everyone, and so after that, it's just said that Hurla and his group of knights, they're just cursed to walk the British Isles, right? And then another name is Woden's Hunt, and that's just the Germanic translation of Odin, but that's kind of the most popular version of the Wild Hunt, is Woden being the leader. And then there's also Herod's Hunt, Cain's Hunt, and Gabriel's Hounds. And you know, Herod, we just talked about King Herod, why it would be his hunt. It's because he did try to hunt down and kill Jesus. That's why Joseph got the dream to go to Egypt, right? Or something like that. And Cain, you know, the first few chapters of Genesis, it says that Cain is cursed to walk the earth. And then Gabriel's Hounds, which I'm not sure where that idea came from. There's a Welsh legend of the Welsh god of death, like, will go around at night with a pack of hounds and collect souls. So that's where the idea of the hounds part, but having Gabriel be tied to it is a little weird. And then in America, I don't even know what legend they could be talking about for this, but in America, they're called the Ghost Riders. So I'm assuming for us, it's the Headless Horsemen and stuff. Anyone wants to Google it, Justin, you could Google it while I continue this. Just look up like American mythology Ghost Riders real quick. And there's many more names for them. But anyways, this belief of these Ghost Riders were practiced all over Western and Eastern and Scandinavia, Europe, and all that jazz, like I said earlier. But they have the Wild Hunts have deep roots in Norse mythology, and Grimm, the guy who wrote the book, the 18 whatever book, believes the leader is to be Odin, but a more dreadful version of himself after the events of Ragnarok. And because of this, kind of to differentiate a little bit, people call this new evil Odin Woden. And there are the other gods and stuff kind of appear in the mythos of the Wild Hunts, right? So in other retellings of the Wild Hunts, the leaders are other heathen Norse goddesses, offshoot elves and fairies, sometimes Krampus, and or a spirit of a hunter with unresolved business on Earth, or a hunter who's fixated on hunting some they have not yet hunted. But the leader doesn't really matter. What they do, they come into a village, and they and it's seen as a precursor to famine, plagues, or war. And these spectral riders can also basically kidnap people and drag them into the underworld with them. But later on, people started giving what was it? Not sacrifices, but offerings to the spectral beings, right? And so they started the idea of them giving blessings also started to emerge in this belief. And so with that, and with Saint Nick giving toys to children and stuff, I don't know much about Saint Nick. I just know he did that, and that's what started the Santa Claus belief. But with those two things combined, it kind of looks like this might be the origin of, Santa Claus going around to town, handing out gifts to all the good boys and girls. Anyways, what did you find about the Ghost Riders before I move on to Krampus?
A Ghost Rider is a human that makes a contract with a dark angel or a high-ranking demon, as most people would know, using their soul.
Okay.
So they're just like gain superhuman abilities or something. That's all I found.
Is that from mythology, or is that just like from the Ghost Rider Marvel comics?
I mean, it's from a website called Mythos and Legends Wiki. So maybe, that's the only thing I can find, because everything else is just
Marvel.
It's just weird stuff. It goes from the haunting legend of Ghost Riders in the Sky, Ghost Riders in the Sky, the Wild Hunt, and Eternal something. Teen Wolf mythology of Ghost Riders.
Teen Wolf.
Origins
I remember Mom.
Ghost Rider.
Dude, Mom watched that show, and it's dumb. That and what was the other one? Pretty Little Liars or something like that. It's just dumb. And then there was some housewife show that she used to watch as well. All dumb, dude. All dumb. I can't get behind shows like that.
Cowboy Legend of Ghost Rider is a folk tale of a cowboy who has a vision of red-eyed, steel-hooved cattle thundering across the sky, being chased by spirits of damned cowboys.
That's probably it. That's probably where how they correlate with the European one. But that's interesting. I have to keep that down for a game. For the game. I don't feel like we're over an hour into this, so I'm not going to say the name of my game. Just so while I'm editing, I don't have to flip all the way through this. So, Mason, you back?
Yeah. Well, I was always here. I was just had to mute myself because I was typing, and it was probably kind of loud. So.
Yeah. While I'm talking about Krampus, do you just want to look up Saint Nick? Not Santa Claus, but Saint Nicholas or Nikolai. I can't remember what his name is.
Isn't that just another name for Santa?
Yeah, but he's a real person.
Yeah.
That's what Santa Claus is based off of. He's based off of that saint. So, while he's doing that, I'm going to talk about Krampus. So, Krampus is the Christmas demon, originating from Germanic folk tales. So, like I said, the demon of Christmas. So, when Santa Claus would come, Krampus would also come as well. So, Santa Claus would give you your gift, and if you were bad, Krampus would have sticks with him, switches, and he would beat you. That's the nicer version of some of the tales. In other tales, Krampus will just flat out either kidnap you or murk you. So you kind of take your pick. And there's another German legend about some entity that if you were good, you leave your shoes outside. If you were good, there would be like a silver nickel in your shoe. But if you're bad, she would gut you like a fish. I forgot what that entity was called, but that's just another one that we could talk about next year when we're more organized, because this was kind of thrown together on a whim. Yeah, but that's basically the whole synopsis of Krampus. On December 7th or something, there's like Krampusnacht, which just means Krampus night, and the people will dress up as Krampus and go have a huge celebration and dress up like him and all that. You can look it up on YouTube. Why are you posting barnyard memes?
Because you didn't have to stop.
I know.
It's just the origin of Santa Claus is just he's from Turkey, and he just gave some of his wealth and just helped the poor and sick. And one of the well-known stories is he saved 3 poor sisters from being sold into slavery by providing them with a dowry so they could be married.
Nothing about toys or anything?
Well, he gave away stuff. He gave away his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside giving away gifts.
Okay, so that probably add toys and stuff with it. So yeah, there's Santa Claus for you. And what was his name? Saint what?
Saint Nicholas.
Oh, it was just Nicholas. Okay. Well, if he was from Turkey, I was expecting.
It's like Saint Nicholas from Mira, Turkey.
Okay. I was thinking the name was
Saint Nicholas of Mire, something.
Okay, like I was just trying to say, I thought the name would be slightly different, because Greek, it's Nikolai, not Nicholas. But anyways, so yeah, there's that stuff. Next time we'll be more organized. While I'm pulling up the Reddit stories real quick, how about we spitball a couple ideas of what the next podcast could be, and I will try to get it to be more organized. Okay.
Wait, what'd you say?
Next topic for
Spitball
the podcast.
Ideas?
Yeah.
So, some ideas. So, obviously, it should be something we all probably know about. So, I'm thinking, like, games. Maybe we could talk about the new game, the finals. I think I saw you playing it, so...
Yeah, I got a few
ideas
ideas on that.
Or we just make stuff up on the fly.
We could.
I don't know.
If we're doing
I could tell
we should
Mason
just
a
have
funny
game
story.
session and then just record the audio from that. Because like
Yeah.
a boring game like Valorant or something. And
He's not wrong.
I'm sorry, I'm taking shots at everything right now. But you could play a game like Valorant or something that just is slow. So you just have like nothing to do but talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. A little game sesh with Valorant. We could get
What's your
Dylan.
thoughts on my the first short that I sent in the Discord?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask Mason about what he thought about Black Santa.
I will ask him about that too.
Oh, let me watch this short.
What would happen if
That was the
every
best
girl on
time. Was there
Earth
memes about
disappeared?
this?
No! No! Oh, god damn it, man! It's just not funny. It just wasn't funny. I can't believe that wasn't.
Who even recorded
Did you
that? That's
watch it?
my idea. Where is this place?
I don't know.
Recorded what?
Did you watch the short? I'll resend it.
No, don't
Into-
resend it. Just
Oh, the one where
the one with
every girl
KSI.
disappeared. Oh yeah, I saw that. Everything just works.
yeah. No, it's, you know, where was it? Was it Iceland or Greenland? One of the two. No, Switzerland. It was Sweden or Switzerland. It was one of those two. I just named 4 countries. It started with a S. Okay, it's either Sweden or Switzerland. One of them. All the women in the workforce went on strike, right? And so that's over 26% of the workforce or something. And anyways, it did not affect the economy or businesses in the least bit. And HR on that day had 0 reports. Like, HR had nothing. And one of the CEOs of one of the businesses said, it's nice to finally get shit done.
Damn.
It was like, dang, dude, that's rough.
That is crazy.
That's funny, but it's a bit rough, you know.
Alright. So
That's
Mason,
hilarious though.
Mason, what do you think about Black Santa Claus?
Is there like a meme or something behind this?
And
don't-
no, it's
I don't
just
know. I don't have any special opinion on it.
I don't know, it's just weird because it's like, I guess as they say now, white people culture, but they're trying to like turn it into black people culture now, or something like that. Weird.
Oh yeah.
And they say we don't have culture.
Look at the Greeks, the Romans.
We have Santa Claus. What are you talking about? We don't have culture.
Nah, dude, your coach is getting stolen.
No, have you seen the one Dr. Phil clip where it's the dude, he'll dress up like as like
He's talking about
Mexican?
culture appropriation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that one.
yeah, where he's talking about the Dutch braids and stuff.
It was a great clip, actually.
Yeah, it is, dude. That he got a brain on him. God bless him. He got a brain.
Do you all think about Conor McGregor running for president? I think is
Of
what it is
Ireland?
in Ireland.
Dude, that's funny.
The boxer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not a
'Cause there
boxer,
was-
MMA guy.
there was an immigrant that stabbed children, and some people stopped them, but like there were riots against like immigration because they have like very open borders, and they have like it's getting to a point where there's probably going to be more migrants than there are like actual native Irish people. Like there's so many migrants there, and a lot of people don't want these open borders because it's ruining their economy, and crime rates are through the roof. So
So they're basically having our issue.
yeah, but like 10 times worse since they're so much smaller,
Yeah,
and they're in Europe right next to like a bunch of different places
yeah.
closer to other continents than we are.
Yeah. No, but that's wild. That whole issue, man. It's a simple solution, but you know, the people in power.
Yeah.
It's the people in power. It's all
Yeah,
about
my
money.
current Irish like president, like he was trying to throw the blame on the like
On the people.
actual Irish people, and then he said we need more immigrants here, make it more diverse. So like, how can you say that after what just happened and what your people pretty much said with the riots? Which I also don't condone like the stealing and breaking buildings and stuff, but just the idea of just protesting is good.
I know in the early 2000s, there's some big oil company. People were protesting them, and it was the FBI. They just put agents into that into their protest and had the agents start breaking stuff and stuff. So it goes from a protest to a riot. So they could arrest all those people. So they just found a loophole in the protesting just to shut down anything, which is just a dick move.
Yeah, that actually kind of is. Oof.
Yeah, because, you know, it's our
oil
constitutional
company,
right.
What do you expect from the government?
Yeah, it's our constitutional right to protest, but, you know, as soon as people start breaking stuff, it's a riot, so they have to shut it down.
Besides BLM.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm actually shocked you
What are you
agree.
gonna say, Mason?
I'm shocked you agree.
I started thinking about something that was going on in California. Well, I think it was California and some other
That
places.
shithole.
I was like, oh man, actually.
Dude, they literally allow stealing as long as it isn't over $1,000.
Yeah, and they were like,
Well, isn't it a misdemeanor until it hits $1,000? I think in like some states, anyways.
Yeah.
no, like in some states, like, I don't know about ours, but like it has, I think in Virginia, it has to be less than under 100 for it to be a misdemeanor. If it's
Yeah,
over
but
100, it's a felony or something.
I kind of like the $1,000 limit though. I mean, just because like, I don't know,
no.
I can't imagine putting someone in jail for like $50.
Oh no, Mason, what? What are you doing,
Yeah,
man?
I mean, don't get me wrong. They should have to give it back,
I-
if not pay for any damages they cause. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just can't imagine putting someone in, because if you send someone to jail, like, they lost their job, they lost some other things as well.
They also lost their Second Amendment right.
Yeah, I mean, they.
Well, I think if
going
you go to prison,
like, even if it's
if you
not
go
for,
to
like, a
prison, I
year,
think
like,
you'll lose it. But if you like spend one night in jail, you're fine.
Yeah, but like go into like prison, like it's there's so many other issues that are gonna arise from you just being there that it's, I don't know. I couldn't imagine it being
Well,
for a
if you
small
just
amount.
if you just allow the stealing to just be
Of course you
there,
shouldn't
then it's
allow
gonna
it.
get to a point where you're gonna have to crack down on it, or it's gonna get out of hand.
Well, see, that also
And
brings up
that
the other
things might
thing
start
with the
happening.
Second Amendment, is that, like, it's supposed to protect your life and also to protect you from the government, from a tyrannical government. That's the whole purpose of it. But also, when someone's like going in and robbing you, it's like, yeah, just have a gun with you, so when that happens, you can blow a couple holes in them, you know, so they don't steal from you. Which, you know, in North Carolina, fun
I
fact,
partially
North Carolina, okay, if someone comes up to your door and they're like threatening you or something, you don't have to open the door. You can literally blast a hole through the door, and you don't have to call the police to let them know that you shot someone. As long as they're properly buried, the police do not have to get involved.
Definitely
That's
don't
crazy.
agree with the fact that you don't have to report it. I think you should have to report it. I don't know, just killing someone.
I don't know,
burying
dude.
them
North
is,
Carolina, that's like
too much. That's kinda too much for that.
North Carolina,
I
man,
mean,
is
North
like
Carolina
We are
is-
not.
That's
we're
only-
just burying the way.
that's literally like just a hop and a skip away from us, man. So, you know,
I think weren't they the like first state to crack down on the transgenders and sports and stuff?
I think that was Georgia.
I think so. It was either North Carolina or South Carolina that passed the law that you have to, if you're born as a man, then you have to stay in the same league as men, not switch to women.
Yeah. The whole thing's wild. So, which story do y'all want to read and poke fun at? And then I'll tell Mason the bean dip story because I think it's funny. I'll make for a good little TikTok clip. But anyways, which story? Every Christmas there is an unspoken rule in our family. I hated Christmas after this happened. I sent Krampus a letter when I was young. A few days later, I received a response or my experience with Krampus.
Yeah, it was in North Carolina. It prohibits students of the male sex from playing on middle, high school, and collegiate athletic teams designated for females, women, or girls. It applies to private colleges, universities, including Duke.
Question, does that go both ways, or is it just biological men and women's boys?
I think it's both ways.
If you're a woman, why are you gonna try and go into the men's category? Because you're literally
it doesn't make
you aren't even
sense
gonna
for
make
them
it
to.
on like, the leaderboard.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be at a disadvantage, like massively. But I don't know. It seems like to me, like if your ground is like the principal, then it should go both ways just to cover everything.
Yeah. It's just like it that just needs to be in place because like you don't want these women to get her just because a man couldn't get top 100 but now wants to get first place in a different genders category. And plus, yeah, it's more for the safety of the women because biologically we're very different from them. And they're, in a sense, more fragile. Not to be mean, but biologically they are.
When you were saying that, you know the Homelander clip where he's like, I'm better! I'm stronger! I'm smarter! I'm better! That's just played through my head when you said we're biologically different. Whatever you just said.
I don't know. What are we doing now?
The story. I read the 4 titles. I'm only going to read... Actually, they're kind of long. I'm only going to read one.
Creepypasta?
No, just a Reddit story. Because I went on Creepypasta, I was trying to find Christmas stuff. I couldn't find Christmas category. So, I just went on Reddit. I just saved a couple URLs.
Alright.
So, number 1. Every Christmas, there's an unspoken rule in our family. Number 2. I hated Christmas after this happened. Number 3. I sent Krampus a letter when I was young. A few days later, I received a response. And number 4. My experience with Krampus.
I don't know.
Mason! 1, 2, or
4.
3? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1 through 4. Pick a number.
I'm gonna go 1. No, I'm not gonna be in the middle. I'm going 1.
Okay, so I guess we're reading every Christmas there's an unspoken rule in her family. ...
Are you gonna post the link in the Discord so we can look at it?
Yeah, I guess.
Read it with you?
Yeah. How do I share?
We call that boy tipping. Ha ha ha.
I love that movie, dude.
Ever since you heard them say I'm lactose intolerant, every time I listen to that clip, I always hear it and just chuckle.
Yeah, dude, because, you know, out of all the years we've watched that, just never heard it until we just pulled up the clip in your bedroom. And I was just, and that's called boy tipping. Ha ha ha. I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, you said
He
that
says it before, but still. Mason, that's a great movie. You need to watch that. Barnyard.
Oh, I did watch the show. Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was a show.
Yeah, there was a
It came
show.
on Nicktoons, I think, right?
Yeah, my friend Andrew, he was telling me that one of the episodes they were reading fan mail, and apparently like the higher ups at Nickelodeon or whatever, they didn't really watch the episodes and saw what was getting passed, and so in season 2 when they were reading the fan mail, apparently they got a letter from a fan that went by the name Theodore Ted Kaczynski. I meant Theodore Kaczynski, aka Ted Kaczynski, aka the Unabomber. He's an eco-terrorist, Mason.
I think that happens a lot.
Yeah, didn't he die
And
recently?
Did they take them out?
No, I think. Well, I mean, the show got canceled.
But yeah,
Oh.
there's been a couple of like news, like outlets that read like mail or something, and people have like the names like bend over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's the link. I actually do have 2 of Ted Kaczynski's books.
Yeah. This is a pretty short story.
Well, you know, I didn't really want to read all that.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Do you want to read a little bit? Like, do you want to read like the first 2 paragraphs and then I read the next 2 and then Mason gets the next 2? Or do you just want me to read it all in one go?
I think maybe like I don't know, we could do the read like 2 paragraphs, but I feel like we should kind of do what Meat Canyon does and kind of like dissect.
Each section.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do
poke
that.
fun at it.
Yeah, I can read the first 2 paragraphs. So it says, to never open the mysterious gift under the tree. It was an ancient, dusty covered box, always wrapped in the same tattered red paper, tied with a frayed golden ribbon. I think I pronounced that wrong. We placed it under the tree in our old ivy-clad house. A tradition as
Enigmatic.
enigmatic
As it was unbroken.
as it was unbroken. What does enigmatic mean?
I don't know, but I know I can pronounce it.
Thanks. This year, the air in our small town felt charged, electric, with whispered rumors
means
about
to,
our
like,
family's odd
interpret.
ritual. They said the box was cursed, haunted by spirits from a tragic Christmas long ago. I always scoffed at such tales, but a part of me couldn't help but wonder. So how do you want
Enigmatic just means like difficult to interpret.
to? So how do you want to
This
break this
year.
down, little boy?
I don't know, man.
Little
So
boy.
there's a mysterious gift. Huh.
So even though we're 2 paragraphs in this, how about we do a little breakdown for you, just in case you've missed anything. There's a house with a tattered old spooky box.
So what's the... They still haven't said the unspoken rule.
Yeah, I guess not to open the
It's
box. It's
just
Pandora's
tales.
box, I guess.
But don't open the box or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, it continues. On Christmas Eve, as a haunting silence enveloped our home, I found myself drawn to the box like never before. My family sat around, their eyes betraying a mix of fear and curiosity as the clock chimed midnight. I reached out, my fingers trembling, and untied the ribbon. The lid cracked open, revealing not an object, but
freaked
mirror.
open.
What?
The lid freaked open, revealing not an object but a mirror,
What did I say?
cold and clouded. He said cracked open.
Oh.
Continue.
Anyway, same thing. Peering into it, I was met with a reflection, not of our living room, but of a scene from a bygone era. A festive gathering turned nightmarish. The faces of my ancestors were twisted in horror, fleeing from an unseen terror. Dropping the mirror in shock, it shattered, its pieces scattered across the floor. A bone-chilling wind swept through the room, snuffing out the lights. Whispers filled the air, echoing the terror of the past. I'm gonna assume, like, Krampus or some is gonna, like, repair the mirror or something like that. Like, take the boy, throw him into the mirror with his ancestors, and repair the mirror and put it back in the box, whatever, until the next dopey person opens it up.
Maybe. So it's like the unspoken rule to not open it.
I guess. I don't know. We got 4 more paragraphs to get through.
Is the title clickbait?
I don't know. I think so. Might be just like this video. How Prince Eugen's in the thumbnail, sexy as ever, you know. But she has nothing to do with the video. You know, you gotta get those views, Justin. I don't know, she's not that bad. That just looks fine. It's not as bad as the beach day picture. Echoing the terrors of the past. As we huddled together, the room grew colder. I didn't know it was a group. I thought it was just one person. The whispers louder. The whispers louder. Then, as suddenly as it had started, the haunting ceased. The lights flickered back on, revealing an empty room. The box and its shattered contents had vanished. In the days that followed, our family was shrouded in a heavy silence. The town's whispers turned into outright, accusations. Their fear palpable. I had that one. Okay. Our tradition had unveiled a truth too sinister to comprehend, leaving us isolated, haunted by the ghosts of our lineage. I can read, not that well, but I can read, Justin.
Okay.
I vowed to leave this all behind, to forget that Christmas Eve, but fate had other plans. Years later, I returned to my childhood home, only to find the box waiting under the tree, its ribbon freshly tied. Compelled by an unseen force, I opened it once more. This time the mirror showed my reflection, but behind me stood a shadowy figure. Its eyes burned with familiar terror. As I turned, the figure vanished, leaving me alone with the chilling realization the curse wasn't just a relic of the past. It was a living, breathing entity, and I had become its next vessel. The unopened gift was more than a tradition. It was a gateway, one that I had unwittingly reopened. Now every Christmas I wait, the box under the tree, a silent guardian of a terror that lurks just beyond the veil of our reality. That was dumb. That had like nothing to it.
I would give that 2 out of 10. It was.
And that had a 91 upvote too. For scary stories.
Yeah. They're Nothing really scary about that.
Yeah, we're just gonna unsave that
Like
one.
just a box
Yeah, just a box. That,
with a figure that vanished behind you.
yeah.
What we do here is go back.